Hawks start at their own 34-yard line. Pringle at running back. Yeah, bright receiver, toxic left receiver.
Oh, gonna hit
Quick
toxic
comeback,
sure
toxic,
left.
yeah. Smart comeback to start the game out.
Yeah. Apologies for the early, technical difficulties with the stream. I had to reset my Windows today, so some issues with that, but they look like they're all sorted out now. Yeah.
Oh, I remember when the New World first came out. I had did you ever play New? You played New World, right? I had to
Well,
leave
actually,
my
I
guy
was
running,
in
and
Discords with a lot of people who played it, but
I had to leave my guy running into a wall, and it killed my graphics card. Blazing, going out to the right, takes the run, able to get the first, gets up, almost got more off that.
and even 8 yards for a team, like last game, Bo matching up against the Hydra D line, he found himself kind of running into his own offensive lineman a bit. Not sure if that was on him or just miscommunications with the O-line or if the O-line themselves were making mistakes. But something just wasn't clicking. So seeing him get the first and get more than 5 yards on a run is actually progress.
Yes, I mean, so far so good. He's been getting 5+ yards every time, the first down consistently. No, it's early, but already making a good solid first drive.
But definitely doesn't want to, or we definitely don't want to get ahead of ourselves because the red zone was definitely an issue for him last game.
Main struggle. So let's see. Ooh, rest with the outside blitz. Almost got some. Oh, Blazing looks like he was about to throw Sparks on the post. Just gets sacked by Az.
Yeah. Not sure what happened there. That Resp just got in off the edge. I mean, he went
Yeah,
straight and was just uncontested.
Well, yeah, you got Resp up against Gronk with Az also right in his face. So it's tough, but he's doing a good job. I mean, yeah, stands there with the comeback.
There is a method to that sometimes.
There is. I'm not. Yeah, don't discredit that.
You gotta, never let them know your next move, as they might say.
Exactly. Blazing able to get the first, runs outside for it, even though it's only 2, still gets it.
Definitely want to maybe see him test that Railstock Sparks matchup, maybe on the next couple drives. I think, see if you could just put together
You got it right here. That's a beautiful pass by Blazing. Sparks today, I believe it was a corner post.
Can I call that a prediction?
I really, honestly, yeah. I mean, you did say next. Oh, yeah, I'll give it because that was next play. Beautiful throw by Blazing, but connection with Sparks for a nice TD.
And if that's any indicator of how the rest of this game will go, this is a much more efficient.
Oh, Resp almost blocked that.
Yeah, they almost
Yeah.
got commentator cursed right there.
Yeah, they got commentator blessed, then commentator cursed.
Yeah,
Alright, let's see what they can do here on the kickoff.
definitely a stronger start though than last game, so probably a sigh of relief for anybody on that roster who was in the last game that they played. DJ's.
If I'm Nighthawks here, I'm wanting to make an interception right here. I'm wanting to cut them off early. Show them that even though you're the 1 seed, we don't care. Like we're playing this game. We have nothing to lose.
Actually,
That's what's scary. They're like never go near an injured wolf. What's the saying? Whatever it is.
I'm not sure.
Never mind. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say that they started that drive and shotgun, maybe like trying to fake a handoff or something. I think I've seen DJ do that a couple times. I'm not sure if he's just been misclicking that or not. Trizzy gonna get the ball 1 yard short
I know
of the
Shaq
first.
does it, and I forget who comments it sometimes, but it's glitched for Shaq. Like he can't change it. So that might be the case for DJ. I don't know.
Okay.
But 3rd down already. And 1 though, so good positioning.
Actually, Bao's playing coverage. DJ has a lot of time, actually.
Oh, gets sacked by Dank.
I spoke just too soon. He had time. He just had to take a 1 step up, and I don't think he saw Dank Lettuce getting around Rest right there. He just trusted the block.
Already 4th and 13. This is huge for Blackhawks.
They could come out early, catch, you know, maybe catch them sleeping on the job.
Right at 50 route with a nice route though. Starks was played that really well. Corner comeback though, so very tough to beat when you're given that much time.
And that footwork is #1 overall footwork right there, bringing that ball down inbounds. Definitely not the toughest of catches, but certainly one that we've seen people make mistakes on, as Danklet is going to get another sack.
Another huge 18-yard sack. Who's Dank lined up on? He's getting cooked.
Resp, actually. I mean, they are running
Resp,
4 down on a lot of plays, though. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's their line, or they're known. DJ's known for running. So maybe they came into this game wanting to stop it.
you're rolling back.
They already shoved back.
Nice pass over the middle to Azzy, recognizing that he just had body block in the perfect direction for DJ to make a short pass there.
That's honestly, I think, the Dakunaido's connection right there. They played a whole season together. And I think Azzy was or became his main receiving target. So, receiver target.
Yeah, it was really a mix of him and Joshy on that team. Rolling out left.
Comes back. Jizzy had leverage, but the route was a comeback, so he came back and jumped late.
Yeah, not sure. Maybe he just expected that to hit him in the chest, but
that is huge for the Blackhawks. Bring up a 4th and 14.
yeah, that could cost them. DJ rolling out left, under pressure.
Back in the Gronk, able to get it up. 1v1. Yep, comes down with the pick.
That is massive for the Blackhawks. You want to really establish momentum early against a team
that's huge.
#1. I mean, because you always have to assume that they're coming in confident and play accordingly. If you could take down a team that thinks they're the Titans that early, you know, you could really do a number on them in the first quarter that they can't mentally recover from.
Raul saying he sold in chat. That looked like a genuine 50. That was like a practice.
I think he got behind, but which is why he was saying that he sold. Not an easy catch though.
Oh no, yeah, definitely not an easy catch. 1v1s like that are. The Pringle makes some mad miss, goes up the middle, has blockers, has a lane. Look, he's gonna score this.
Oh my goodness.
He's going outside the 10, the 5, touchdown, Pringle. Flexes on him afterward. Oh my gosh. Blackhawks take an early lead.
And this is an entirely different offense from what we saw last game already. With an extra point here, they will match their points produced last game within the first quarter. Barbecued by Pringle.
Barbecued by Pringle. Can't wait to see that after.
Yeah, no, that is another highlight play.
Blocks. Yeah, just ran it down the field. Great job by Blackhawks. I'm Pickle right now, or the Pickles. I'm not freaking out yet, but gotta do something on this drive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time left, and you've seen Gridiron. Anything is possible. So I feel like even if they go down 30 points right now, it's still possible for them to come back.
Yeah, but I think if they don't score here, I think you're going into panic mode. Like,
one of those runs you're talking about. DJ with the outside run, has space. Who dove on that? Who looked goofy? Can't zoom in. I can't see. It was either Blazin or Toxic. Could have contained the outside, but they dove.
Yeah. Those runs, though, I mean.
I'll try to do the same exact kind of run. Straight up the middle and then go outside right.
You know, those runs, if they're there all game, DJ will take them. I mean, generally known for this season, especially having a very safe play style, like vintage Cam Newton's laptop type play calling.
Post open. Oh, that's Mazzy doing a comeback. Throws it to Mazzy. Blazin drops back on it for the pick.
And that was not safe at all.
Gosh. That was a great read by Blazin. Watching it back, Mazzy's comeback or post comeback was free. Blazin pretended to run up, just backed up and right into his arms.
That was a big brain play by Blazin Bo.
Big run. Danklet is open down the right corner. Decides to throw it to Pringle down the left side. Oh, Pringle makes him miss. Pringle makes more misses. Oh my God, I am hyped right now.
Pringle is putting on the moves this game already.
He was putting on a show.
And we already have Pringles in the chat.
Pickles in the chat.
Oh my goodness, Bo rolling right. Maybe has
Has
Sparks
so
over the
much
middle.
time. Throws
That's
it
it,
to
the coverage.
on DJ.
And he's
Slides
gonna come down
behind
with it
DJ,
anyway.
and that is why Sparks was picked not first overall, but second overall. One of the first round receivers, able to slide right past DJ in the spot for the touchdown. This is gonna be a 3-score game at the end of the first quarter.
And this is
Who
probably
would've-
the best quarter of Blackhawks gridiron that we've seen this whole season.
Yeah, holy.
Massive turnaround for them.
That play before, though, I thought he was going to chuck it up to Dank in the corner. I really did. Not Pringle short left, but went with the safe option and turned out really well. So, on Pickles, though, what's going on? Like,
Yeah,
it's not just Tyrone. Like, there's something else happening right now.
I think maybe a little bit of panic mode after they threw that first pick. And
Yeah.
they're really going to have to settle this down if they want to come back. DJ rolling back. And Gronk's going to get him for the 14-yard sack. Not taking their foot off the gas pedal.
At all. Blackhawks are in such a position that they can just give up the under almost every time. With the way that this game is going, like, it's working in their favor. Just hang around over top, forcing the chuck it, or a bad read. DJ already pressured.
It Sparks with another pick.
Yeah, but who reads the comeback? What are we witnessing right now?
This is just a complete collapse by the Pickles offense and an incredible early showing by the Blackhawks, taking advantage of every little mistake that DJ and his team make. Oh, rolling back. I mean,
Toxic.
he has blocks. He's just getting all the time that he
Still
needs.
decides to throw it. Trizzy saving his team. That's the play you need right now. If I'm Trizzy, after I make that pick, I'm hyping up my team. I'm telling them, come on, guys. Like, enough is enough. Like, let's go down the field and score right now.
And I think DJ maybe going to have to look to Trizzy a bit more. I think you kind of just have to overlook that little weird play on the comeback. But no, DJ going to take the weak side run, get 4 yards.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Blackhawks, I think, are running the 4 linemen every play, no? Like,
Just about, yeah.
Green majority, yeah, and I think they're just having one of them drop back.
Yeah, they're mixing between 4-manning and dropping one back. Yeah, so here we have the 4-man. Bo dropping back.
Up. Trizzy open deep. Does he have another slide? He does not quite able to reach it.
Perhaps some stam management issues there. Had that triple or third slide been available to him, that would have been a huge play to get them back into this game. But we are now at 3rd and 6.
Yeah. Trizzy open in the middle, almost overthrown, but a dot, it looks like, straight to Trizzy, and I think Trizzy's their go-to man right now.
Yeah, and that was actually, I think, just the same play, but a little bit shorter. Trizzy on a post and, you know, drawing some of the middle coverage away with Azzy. DJ gonna almost break free in the middle, get 5 yards.
Going straight up the middle and right outside. If I'm wrong, I think that was the Pickles' first down of the game. I don't know. I think they've thrown a pick on 3rd or 4th down. Have they gotten a first or?
Yeah, no, they've gotten a couple. That's into coverage.
Pop by
He's gonna come down with it anyway.
2v2, Mazzy says, give me that.
That is a clutch throw. Definitely not the throw that I'm used to seeing from DJ in the games that I've seen from him so far this season. I maybe a little bit off of his game. Probably thought that this was just going to be a warm-up for his bigger matchup later in the night, but this one is proving
DJ
difficult.
Decides to run it. Sparks does not fall for the juke, able to tackle DJ at the 13-ish. DJ has good field position here. First down is at like the 3-yard line. Tries running, it gets stopped by Blazin. Sacked, I should say. 1 yard.
Second and 11 here in the red zone. DJ rolling left. And Bounce is going to get there.
by Bouse. Bouse house, Bouse house. Yeah, I gotta say, that's my favorite. 3rd and 25 here. Are you going for the end zone, or are you going for a 4th and manageable?
I mean, I think the smart play would
Still got
probably be 4th and manageable, but I think with how
Still got the
quickly you've
first
gone down in
down,
this game,
yeah.
you gotta go for
Right to
Trizzy in the
Trizzy in the
corner.
corner. Overthrown, 4th and 25. Wow.
And that was actually, I was
Almost.
thinking that play
I think it was
was
a
gonna
corner.
be
Yeah, it looked like a
there,
touchdown. Yeah.
and it was just slightly overthrown by DJ. I mean,
Like, it looks like the Blackhawks are assuming the ball's gonna get thrown off, so they're sending 4 into coverage.
that's a middle, as he with
Gets there
leverage.
first, not able to read spot. Barbecue Pringle comes down with it.
And that is what, the 4th pick of the game for this Blackhawks coverage.
That is not what that is not what the Pickles needed right now. Pringle, already 88 yards, 1 pick, my MVP for the game. So far. Plays and fakes the run. Rao almost reads it, picks it off. Sparks has to dive and catch it. I don't know if Rao would have picked that off if Sparks hadn't done that.
I think he was still in front of him. I think just got a little bit worried with that dive by Roustock. Played it safe and dove at the ball.
Yeah. Blazing outside has so much space, can do whatever he wants. Toxic, wide open, decides to throw Pringle the flat again. Pringle got the yak demon, 15 yards. Every time I think he's gonna chuck it long, he just throws it to Pringle on the flat. Out of my camera screen.
Bo here, maybe once he gets to the 50, I think, gonna have to send something up Sparks' direction. Chooses to look for this play on the fake comeback. Well covered by Roustock, and he's gonna get sacked looking for it.
Hung around in the pocket there for a little too long and just kind of collapsed on him. 2nd and 19 here.
Rolling left. He has barbecue Pringle chip this play.
Almost gets blocked by Gronk.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Good one. 3rd and 19. Blazing with the ball.
I think DJ maybe, yeah, probably gonna have to help with Sparks' inside on this closing set of downs. Bo making some moves, getting time.
Lots of time. Toxic over top, has to body Trizzy. He's able to. Comes down with a 45-yard catch.
And I think that was just a dot. From my perspective, that looked like Toxic just caught that in stride. Bo finding his range downfield.
Yeah. I don't know what is happening. I think it's the Pickles line. They're just not, either the Pickles line is not living up to their recent games, or the Nighthawks just came to play tonight. Because Blazin is getting, look at that, another touchdown for Nighthawks.
And those blocks were elite.
Going on? Like, the Nighthawks, you would think the Nighthawks have the #1 line from watching this game with no context. Not the Pickles.
I do think you have to give a lot of credit to the Nighthawks, though, and especially Bo.
Yeah.
Bo has been, struggling to find his footing so far this season. Definitely a very capable quarterback, just having a very unfortunate season so far. I think he's made a lot of mistakes, and it's been getting in his whole team's head. But
I don't think Blazin wants to go Long John Silver Bowl. I think that's what's it.
But definitely
turn here.
a very dangerous quarterback when he has his games. And we're seeing one right now. So DJ here at the 40 with a minute left in the quarter. He will get the ball back at half, so scoring here, leaving little to no time left on the clock, and getting the ball back will bring you back into the game a bit, but you will still be down 2 possessions. Gonna take the 6-yard run and chew some clock.
I mean, I'll bring it up because I didn't think this would happen. Apollo and Shinny played a couple days ago. It's 29-0 at halftime. Apollo was losing. The end score, Apollo lost by 3 points on a last-second field goal. Anything's possible here. I can see Pickles picking it up after halftime. They gotta get their heads right though.
Yeah, and if DJ has
Ralstock
Ralstock
wide
downfield
open
burning.
over top. Great throw, great catch. Rao will catch it exactly what they need. Maybe a little too soon though.
I think you trust your defense here, though. I mean, Bo hasn't exactly been getting downfield quickly, and if you have, you know, a little bit of a S key, I think you could hold him to not scoring in these 44 seconds. But I mean, Bo is on fire, so he could prove me wrong. That's exactly what DJ needed, though, to get back into this game. Just the quick score before half. And
Oh, and
Bo's
a
gonna
block
block it.
kick by Bo! What was that? I think that was Tyrone and Az. Yeah, they just squeezed right between them.
That's the second blocked kick I have seen so far this season. I know there's been more, but not
That is
something you see every
not
day.
what they needed.
As
This is
Bo with a
also not
return.
what they need. Bo with room and blockers. They can block Trizzy. If they can block DJ. Oh my God, Bo might be gone here.
And DJ,
No,
barely
tackled
gets
by
around the shield.
DJ. 75-yard return. That is heartbreaking if you're a Pickles fan.
There is still time here for Bo to put a ball in the end zone. He has a couple tries as well. He's probably just going to go for a bit of an accuracy check as
Immediately sacked, yeah.
Shuts that play down. Still about 2 plays left for Bo. I think you just go for a my guy, no guy throw, maybe in the corner, and then you just trust the ball up to the Sparks. And hope for the best. Bo moving around, making time. As Barbecue Pringle under. Gonna get stopped by DJ. 6 seconds left. Maybe gonna take a run up the middle here. He can get into the end zone within 6 seconds, which means he can get tackled and use a timeout. Yeah, just gonna use his run.
Oh,
and
straight up the middle, gets the touchdown. Wow, 34 in one half. Probably either 35 or 35, 36. I would go for the 2-point here. The momentum you have. Wow, no, they're taking the kick.
Just sticking to the game plan.
Yeah. Not going for 2, just saying, hey, we'll take the 1 every time. We'll have a score of 35, 36, 35 to 6.
Just now their 5th touchdown in the half. And this might actually be more points than they've scored in a single game. I'm not even joking when I say that. This is an incredible performance by them. Exactly the performance that they needed, not even just for this game, just to get their heads, I think, back into the realm of the season. I mean, look at these numbers from Bo. This is nothing like what we saw last game. 10 for 12 on 238 passing yards, 44 rushing yards. Only thrown 1 pick for 5 touchdowns.
He's firing on all cylinders. Even on defense, he's got a sack and an interception. Like, he's contributing on all ends right now.
And Sparks with 2 massive picks on Ralstock.
Yeah,
and
Sparks
Barbecue Pringle with some of those
game.
early offensive plays. Those 2 picks on Ralstock are huge because that's, supposed to be DJ's, safe option.
As he misses the kick, you can tell Pickles are... When you miss the kick, that's when I like to consider the team nervous. So, Pickle, gotta start it now. If you want to make a comeback, it's gotta be now.
Yeah, a comeback here would be DJ's 28-3, I think. And Dank Lettuce is just gonna immediately continue the onslaught into the second half.
How many sacks does Dank have? 3, I think. Yeah. Not the sack leader though. Az with 4.
I think Az's though are more run stops than anything. DJ is getting sacked for several yards. Overthrows that one, nearly intercepted.
He doesn't have anyone open. It looks like. It looks like they're just trusting I think it's the Nighthawks line that's won them this game.
I'm not
They've
sure.
given Blazin so much time and confidence. It's
a safety by Dank Lettuce. Speak of the devil.
Just not get it out in time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think that just proves my point. They're giving Blazin the time and confidence to do what he needs to do.
And they are just dissecting the Portland Pickles on both sides of the ball. they will look to extend the lead.
31 points. Blazin just takes a nice run for 1 yard.
I think if I'm
Yes,
Bo, I'm
yo,
looking to
Bo is
put
winning.
the kill shot in this game pretty quickly.
I think the kill shot has been shot minutes, moments, years ago.
Rest with a nice sack there, 11 yards. You know, a turnover
Sharp
here could
progress.
start the fire, but
Good, yeah.
I think
I
one
don't, I
big
don't,
pass to maybe Sparks down the
I don't
sideline
even
will
want a
just
safety. I don't want a safety if I'm Pickles. I want an interception. Good sack
with
by
another
Az to
sack.
keep him there. I think an interception would be huge here.
And I think you have to double Sparks here. Or send 4. I think either one, but if you're not...
I feel confident leaving Rao on Sparks. They're
not
only sending 2 receivers. They're going for the double blob 50. And
Raustock will
Raustock
come
comes
down
down
with
with it. Good job, Rao.
bit of a prayer ball there by Bo. Didn't really see how to get Sparks that ball.
Just kind of combined his receivers in the center and said, hey, we already have a huge lead. Hopefully they won't catch it, but they do. Good on Rao, keeping his team somewhat alive in the game. Feel like watching an animal that's been run over and it's just not dead yet. It's like you think it's alive, and then it's like it's dead.
I'm not sure. With the score here, DJ could start something.
Oh, he's
Has a
got
lot of
Trizzy.
time,
Oh,
but just
Trizzy
nothing
flag.
getting open.
Trizzy just That was probably
Trizzy,
one of the
Trizzy lagged
funniest
out of the
things
game.
I just saw in that game. Toxic was covering Trizzy, and Trizzy just disappeared, and Toxic just looked around like, where did he go? Like, what the hell? That
Teleportation
was
jutsu.
so funny. That was so... I gotta message Toxic about that.
Oh my goodness. So, just waiting on them to unpause here. I believe that's Trizzy on the sideline after reconnecting.
They're
Now
all
I
saying
have
R in
chat.
chat.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all I can tell you what they're communicating. They're saying R, so...
Alright.
Yeah, Trizzy over there on the sideline, but they will go this play without Trizzy, which is unfortunate.
You know, I think big brain play here, fake the run, just chuck something up deep.
It's like,
Raustock
oh,
has
DJ
behind.
able to have time. As you said, take the run, just be safe. DJ able to make some men miss. One of his longer runs of the game with only 6 people.
And he does have Trizzy back now. You know, that internet could actually be what caused that weird missed jump on the comeback earlier. I think maybe those internet troubles are actually affecting Trizzy's gameplay pretty badly.
This game, yeah. Mazzy on the comeback. Pringle almost able to dive pick it off.
Just barely out of range for Pringle there. Good placement by DJ. Make sure it can get picked.
Yeah. Get into good positioning. Do whatever you want here. Raustock on the short. TJ overthrows it.
Sparks stayed on Raustock there. I think maybe got DJ a little bit nervous there. He did send Tyrone on the leak. I'm not sure if he really looked for it at all, though. Might have just been looking to get Raustock the short ball just to get the first. DJ rolling left. Trying to hit Trizzy on that corner route. Overthrows it again.
Overthrows it just like that. 2nd and 2 is now 4th and 2. Dangerous waters for Team Pickle.
So definitely, I mean, hasn't been running very much this drive. Probably not going to look to run here on 4th and 2.
Maybe a post or a comeback somewhere. Raustock's
That's
post is
the
wide open. Great catch. Great time. Great movement by the line to give DJ enough time to throw that wide open post to Raustock for the touchdown.
And he got exactly where he needed to be to get that ball there and give Raustock a great shot at getting to it. They are going to go for 2 here after missing the field goal earlier in the game.
So they're down 25 right now, I think.
And the
knock him down
2-point does not convert.
Toxic gets it. Would have been down. They're down 25. They would have been down 23, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong with my math. It's not the best, but would have been. It is 25. Would have been 23.
So still a 4-possession game with that 2-point failing. And, you know, with about a quarter and a half left, just chewing the clock here already for Bo. I mean, wouldn't be the most interesting game plan, but probably secure the win.
That's that IP connection right there. That route combination. Ugh, most infuriating thing.
Was that the
Playing
little
against
7-yard comeback?
Yeah, the 5-7 yard comeback, whatever it is, the insta comeback.
But you're nearly sacked by Tyrone.
Right in the pocket, over. Oh, this is Yeb's body blocks route.
And it's
Oh,
overthrown.
yeah. I don't think that was overthrown. I think Sparks committed to bodying Raul, and in doing so, he went closer to the QB, so he couldn't catch it. I think that was catchable.
Has Gronk on the league now.
Gronk open. Gronk body blocks, able to come down with it with the body on Resp, who followed.
And that's a beautiful pass. That hit him in
Gronk
the head.
Says, hey, Sparks, this is how you do it.
And the coverage was completely helpless to stop that, just diving to get the tackle upon the catch.
Tyrone with the missed dive. Resp picks up for it, though.
Looking to get a little bit of that lost yardage back.
Only 1 sack this game.
Oh, here with another red zone trip. And he's been very efficient in the red zone so far this game.
The Reds dive and has plenty of time. Chucks it up to Pringle. Overthrown. Hits the field goal post.
That was probably a little bit of a heat check there. Tried to see if he could hit Pringle on the back of the end zone, where only he could get it with like a toe tap. Real short side. Maybe it has Sparks.
Oh, and it's just past Pringle. Trizzy with the interception.
I think that was catchable, barely. I mean, you would have had to have pulled off a perfectly timed slide cancel.
Thing. Yeah, that or diving for it. I think he might be able to cheese the body block. DJ in dangerous waters here, though, on his own 5.
He's been safety here before. Rolls out left. Has time.
Can do what he wants. Oh, that is miscommunication. He thought Trizzy was going to go long. That was beautifully timed, almost. Post the route stock. I think that was a miscom to Trizzy, though. I think he thought Trizzy was going to keep going, but he came back. 2nd and 10. DJ still on his own 5 here. Not able to get outside. Has to go the other way. Forced throw on the comeback. Trizzy comes down with it. Toxic wishing he got that one back.
Definitely. Toxic, I mean, that's only an 8-yard catch, but...
Yeah, Toxic, I think, was all over that.
Definitely. Trizzy definitely going to get hyped over, probably the most hype we'll see over an 8-yard catch this game.
DJ left does not have the ability to do so. Gronk with a 15-yard sack. How many sacks does Gronk have? 2? Go Gronk.
Yeah, I think so.
Proving to be a worthy flex this game.
Definitely. So DJ in his own end zone on 4th down. 17 yards, and he's going to get instantly
another safety by Dank. Wow. I think that'll be...
I think in terms of possessions needed to come back, that's about the same. But just giving the ball back at this point is fatal.
Yeah, like you would need Blaze's team to give you the ball back. Like even if you scored every possible possession, it's gonna be tough.
I think DJ's just gonna have to 4-man almost every play and just try to pressure Bo into making quick mistakes. That's really your only way of getting the ball back quick enough.
DJ shoved into the sack.
Nice little run stop there. And I mean, I said this earlier in the game, most of the sacks that the Portland Pickles are getting are on run stops or just like short sacks when Bo tries to step up. DJ is getting sacked while dropping back. He's losing a lot of yards. I actually kind of like that, how Bo just got sacked.
Well, I think Bo's been trusting his line the entire game. He's been able to get outside a majority of the time, but Resp just able to break through that time. And they're not lining up on the 4-man line. Only sending 3, though. Blazin has time. The ability to throw it up. Toxic jump comes too far back. Trizzy with another interception.
And at the cost of 2 points, the Pickles have moved inside of, or almost inside of the 30. Some, you know, weird offensive tactics. You could call it calculated if they score here.
It rolls back to
Left.
throw.
Has Azzy on the corner. Doesn't
Or it
see it.
goes to
Has
Rowell
Rouse
on
on
the
the post.
post. Rowell stands in spot with a touchdown.
And with that, I don't think it matters whether they get 2 or 1 here unless they're looking to go for field goals later. Are going to go for 2. Definitely a big time play. They're going to need a couple more of those if they want to get into this game and fast. I think they're going to need that and a little bit of luck. They let us again!
Dang. Coming in clutch again.
Oh, I didn't update
You
the score
gotta-
on safety.
Yeah, update the scoreboard, yeah.
Okay.
With the stop, what is that now? 20 points, 21 points? I mean, hey, 3-score game. I don't know. We've seen a team score 3 times in 1 quarter.
4 actually.
Like-
The Blackhawks, I think they had. Actually, I could be.
Blackhawks would seriously have to throw this game at this point, I feel, but
Yeah. Oh, very nearly sacked, evading pressure.
oh, throws it
It's
straight
Azzy!
to Mazzy.
And that's
Mazzy with the
exactly
pick.
what they
This is-
needed.
This is exactly what they need. You're right.
We have a ball game on our hands again.
If they're able to score here, this cannot be happening. Yeah. Hello, Pokey.
DJ with signs of life. I think you go end zone immediately.
Oh, he does. Throws it to Rest for the
What just
touchdown.
What-
Oh.
What just happened?
Rest leaked. Oh, you lagged. Oh, it was a lag play on the stream.
No way.
I'll clip it. I clipped it from my angle,
Okay.
everyone. Don't worry. I'll post it another time. I clipped it from my angle.
What the heck
That's
just happened?
Oh, and Team Pickles suddenly scores a touchdown. You guys, you don't need to see that. Pringle almost blocks it, but dives a little bit past it.
Hey, I apologize profusely. That is the worst time for my internet to.
I clipped it
Pull
from
that.
my angle, guys. I'll post it in the NGL later after the game.
I had
But
the
Rest,
one-
all you need to know is Rest streaked off the line, and DJ just trusted him, and Rest came down with it.
Literally, I had to come in here and tell you what was going on with the internet.
Whoa.
Who jumped in here?
Get him out of here.
Who was that?
It was Mouse. But yeah, so Bo gonna need to collect himself here with this drive. You know, suddenly that 28-point lead has turned into 14 points. And, you know, everything that was going well is going wrong.
It's now just going south. 3rd and 15 for the Nighthawks. This is not how you want this to go. You were doing so good.
And
You gotta hang in for a little longer.
I think you just need to at least get a first. Maybe start with a first and get something
Slow
deep
and
to
steady,
just regain
waste
momentum.
time at this point. You don't need points. Sparks goes corner, is open. Throws it down to Sparks. Blocks Azzy. Azzy able to get around. Sparks still comes down with it. Great catch from Sparks. That is huge.
And while that may not have put points on the board, they now swing the momentum closer to their favor. And
It's
in
the-
terms of the mental battle in this game, that's going to make it a lot more difficult for DJ to come back, even if they get a pick. Bo here, though, with another score will most likely be the nail in the coffin as
Slide
Rest going
right
to
into
force
Rest.
3rd and 13 with that 4-yard sack.
Rest with the haka dance. It's called. 3rd and 13. Sparks with a lot of room on the right hand side.
Bo
Looks like
going
it's
to
only
take the
gonna be
run up the
one-on-one
middle.
Coverage. Bo with the run. Yep, they might go for a field goal. It's 14.
Oh, I
wouldn't
think
be
so.
surprised if
Yeah,
they
yeah.
go for a field goal. Yeah,
I don't know why else they would
they
have done
are.
that. Yes.
They are going for the field goal. This is very smart play from them.
We
If they
have
get
seen
it,
a kick block already, but we
it
will
looks
not
like
see it
they'll
that
get
time.
it. Very big brain play from the Hawks, making it a 3-score game, 17 points. Not even 2 2-point conversions will even tie it. So that's actually huge. As he, with the return, does not get outside, instead runs straight into Pringle for only a 7-yard gain.
Really not what you want to do, put your team behind the 20.
Yeah, definitely not. He thought he could juke him out, get outside. Pringle just held down a W.
And DJ, if he wants to win this game, is essentially just going to be forced to go deep
Side
with
leverage
plays
to
like that.
Trizzy. Great catch by Trizzy, bodying Toxic down the sideline.
And we're going to need to see probably 2 more of those this drive if he wants to maintain pace to come back into this game. Trizzy might be the guy to go to right now. Fakes the roll, looking for Trizzy. Doesn't have him.
Over top.
Maybe Mazzy
Deep
downfield.
down the middle.
And Mazzy in double
comes
coverage.
down with it over Pringle and Blazin for the 45-yard catch.
Oh my goodness. And DJ immediately in that red zone again. Within 20 seconds of game clock. DJ is coming back alive this game.
This is a good game.
DJ rolling right.
DJ
Looks for Trizzy and Dank
picked off
Lennis.
by Dank! Dank coming up huge for his team. I don't know if he got... It looked like he dropped back, I think. I just watched it back. Yeah, he didn't get shoved.
Dank Lennis alone has accounted for 3 turnovers and 4 points for his team.
Very big, crucial turnovers. Blazin almost sacked. Able to somehow get around for the first.
And I think he's going to start chewing clock here. Yeah, and with clock running here, there's almost no way, I think, for DJ. He'd have to fail to get a single first for the rest of the game, and even then, DJ might not have enough time to get the ball downfield.
The outside run. I don't know, I feel like he faked that. Trizzy was gone.
Perhaps playing a little too aggressive on that D-line, diving at just about everything. I mean, whatever they were doing just a couple drives ago was working. But I think Bo really just... He was slipping up a little bit, but brought himself back. He's going to get instant pressured. Has rushers.
Gronk has Gronk
downfield.
Deep. A great leverage ball. Just slightly overthrown to Gronk.
Yeah, that was
Beautiful
a yard or 2
arc
off.
And throw though. Yeah, that was almost a great throw from Blazin. 3rd and 1st though.
And Rest with the immediate sack.
Another insta sack. 4th and 6. This is, I don't know, it's still a 3-score game. Like this is tough. You got to get the ball here and score immediately.
Yeah, they need something here. Probably just gonna Bo's probably just gonna arm punt this though. To Sparks. Sparks actually has leverage downfield.
Sparks wide.
And you cannot leave him open like that. That's game.
That is brutal. Sparks is wide downfield. All he had to do was body Ralstock.
And I would not be surprised if we start seeing GGs in game chat soon.
Looks like it'll be it. Blazin has time. As not able to catch up. Blazin runs it outside. It's 15 before he gets tackled by Resp.
And as we get to the 1-minute warning here, I just want to look at the completion percentage for Bo. This is a massive improvement over last game. And
definitely, yeah. 30, 388, 14, 23. 40 rushing yards. Definitely a great game from him.
Yeah. This is one that you have to, I think, carry into the remainder of the season. I think this is actually their last game of the season. So they will make playoffs with this win, as far as I know. I think that puts Creamy and Miskey out of reach.
Creamy and Miskey, are we going to be seeing them in the Long John Silver Bowl? Blazing red and yellow gets sacked by Rest. Probably just wasting time, I think, at that point. He's just going to chuck a 50 up here.
Yeah.
Who needs yards? Who is this going to?
And with how
Probably
they played Sparks in the last one, Tyrone going to force the... Tyrone going to force the turnover. But there's just simply not enough time.
I don't even think if you score right here, there's not much you can do. Blazin's team would have to seriously throw the game.
You know, definitely should still go for a score here, though, because with this, you're going to be tying cheesesteaks
Sacked by Bouse.
Oh wait, actually no, because they play cheesesteaks later, so
Yeah,
they'll
we're playing them right after this.
so point differential for them really not going to matter unless there's a 4-2 team that they have to worry about.
It's time in the pocket. Rolls left. Who's this going up to? Come back to Trizzy. Timeout. Has none left.
So 33 seconds left. I mean, Sparks and Dank Lettuce really offense and defense.
I feel like I gotta give it to everyone. I feel like there were definitely, a couple players in particular that stepped up
And Sparks with another pick.
Over Reese's route for him.
Ralstock not happy with himself over that one.
Yeah. Just running against the sideline wall. I mean, definitely, I feel like Sparks and Dank. Like, it's hard naming one guy individual, because if I name then two, I want to pick Blazin. Downfield to Sparks, bodied by Azzy. I think that was still a little bit far anyway, but because if I pick Sparks and Dank, then I want to add Blazin, then I want to add Pringle, and then I feel like I gotta give credit to Bouse, Gronk, and Toxic. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's a team victory.
And Toxic playing dodgeball there with the
Wrong
football.
Sport, Toxic. Yeah, it looks like this will be it. Blazin sacked for 8, 4th and 18. I think they're just gonna let the clock run out.
Yeah, so with this win, Bo carrying all the momentum into playoffs. He will be the last seed, but he will go in knowing that he just took down the only undefeated team remaining.
He did
38 passing yards on the game.
38?
And, did kind of, I think, lose some of that momentum towards the end. Just, yeah, because he threw, I think, 3 passing touchdowns and he got 2 rushing while there was only 1 turnover. So,
yeah, it definitely became closer towards the second. I think it was like the end of the third quarter when DJ's team got within 2 scores, 14 points, I believe. That was... Yeah, he almost fumbled the bag, but I'm glad to see that they got the ball back. Came through with the smart play that I wasn't even thinking about at the time, kicking the field goal, going up 3 scores.
yeah.
It's not even 2 2-point conversions would have helped DJ's team, and kind of risked. I think it was without that field goal, it was a tie game if the scores evened out, but doing that field goal, risking the extra couple points, it would have meant that if DJ's team come back, it wouldn't have been like a tie game via touchdown.
Yeah, and don't have really too much time to go over this game. We do immediately have 2 games actually going on right now. So that was probably one of the most intense 3-score games of the season. DJ very nearly making his greatest comeback story. Thank you, Sean. And
no
we
problem.
will be
Thanks for having me, man.
back in a couple minutes, hopefully.
Yep.
All right, so we are back with the second round of action. Gonna get into this one quickly. Philadelphia cheesesteaks versus Portland Pickles. Pickles went into the night undefeated, just got taken down by the third to last Boise Blackhawks. Definitely going to be interesting to see if they can come back from that loss at full strength. And there seems to be an issue with the lobby here. Gives me a little bit more time to talk about these lineups. So DJ on a normal day, probably the most dominant running quarterback. And Shaq probably the most dominant passing quarterback. So really a contest of two quarterbacks who are the best at their thing. And if had DJ not just lost to, had not just lost to Bo, I'd say that this would be an incredibly even game. But you know, a lot of this will come down to how he recovers from that. Also waiting for players to join the new lobby. And really quickly, because they are all joining in very quick, get your submissions in on who you have to win this game. Personally, I'm not putting anything on either. I think this is probably the most 50-50 game we're going to see. Number 1 and number 2 seed going into this. So, it's a little too dangerous for me to put my chips down. But DJ coming in with his full lineup except for Fratty, still having Tyrone sub for them, with Shaq coming in with what looks to be the full lineup. Dion, Blurry, and Barry. Shrek, Sean, and Pokey out wide against the starting receivers for DJ. And just waiting on one more person to join the lobby, and then we'll be ready to go. Sean, though, I mean, he was just in the booth, so maybe it'll take him about a quarter or two to really get into the game. He's coming in cold unless he's played before that cast, and even still, you can only expect to do so much early on. It might take him at least a pass to calibrate. So definitely an advantage for the Portland Pickles on that front. They are, despite the loss, that is still at least some sort of warm-up. So far, just about we only have one better. Wow. Okay, putting in all their chips on the Portland Pickles. And like I said before, had they not just been taken down by the Boise Blackhawks, that's probably, maybe just like the 55 to 45% favorite for the matchup. But I mean, DJ looked like he was coming back in that game, and then the offense just fell apart a little bit again. He will start with the ball this game. Is he going to be returning it? Had some questionable returns late into last game. He's going to fix that now, though, with a return to the 28.
I am here, by the way. I just, there's a situation with the other game.
Oh. The second Long John Silver's Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Definitely going to be... But for right now, we are focused on this game between the number 1 and number 2 seeded teams in the league. Should be a good one. Obviously, DJ coming off that loss, pretty surprising loss to be honest. To lose the first game, their first game of the season like that, in such a crazy fashion, is something that nobody I think saw coming. But looks like DJ is starting things off pretty slow here with a couple runs. Might be trying to build some momentum.
Yeah, and you know, there is a way that I think losing there could have helped them. You know, sometimes being the undefeated team going into the playoffs, there's a lot of pressure on you to, you know, produce like the undefeated team. As Dion quickly getting to work, showing why he is the sack leader by a large margin. But yeah, I think back when Cam Newton was new on the Panthers and he had that incredible undefeated run, you know, there's an argument to say that, you know, he might have lost in the playoffs had he not been undefeated. DJ with the incredibly ill-advised pass going to be immediately picked off by Pokey, and he's starting this game in similar fashion to last game.
Yeah, I can't even believe he really threw that. That was basically just a blob up the middle. That is a foreboding sign for this Pickles team, as that is an uncharacteristic DJK turnover. Prior to this week, DJ had been the only quarterback in the league besides Jipper with a positive TD to interception ratio, but he has been turning the ball over at an alarming rate recently.
Yeah, and you know, there was the second part to what I was going to say was that, you know, had it just been a one-game night, I think he could have just shrugged it off, gone into the playoffs with the pressure of being the undefeated team off his shoulders. But I mean, losing tonight, I think, can have an implication on seeding, depending on how point differential turns out. I don't think he'll be the only, or I don't think either of these teams will be the only 4-2, or 5-2 actually, after this game.
They will be. This game is the game for the number 1 seed.
Oh, okay. So the
This
loser
game
will, no
is-
matter what, be second seed.
Yeah, and I mean, the top 2 seeds get first round buys,
Oh my
but
goodness.
obviously things are pretty advantageous for you if you get the first seed, as you have to, you know, you play easier teams. A good little bit of yak there from Craig, though, getting 27 yards.
Looked like it was almost a touchdown for a second there. Shaq gonna step up into the pressure. Maybe saw something there, but as stopping that step up. Shaq definitely one of the more comfortable red zone passers, though, out of everyone in this league. Has Sean over the middle, and Sean coming out hot after getting no warm-up for this game.
Yeah, that whole team was talking a little bit about how they didn't have a warm-up. Craig, right before the game, was playing Valorant with yours truly and Humble and a couple other people, saying that Shaq hadn't scheduled a warm-up. Sean obviously was in the booth with you. But even without a warm-up, they're off to a hot start, getting up what should be, 7-0 on this Portland Pickles team that, at this point, is having a rough night.
Yeah. I don't think it can really be understated. They, lost the game that they should have won. But, you know, such is life. You have to push through. You cannot let that carry into the following games. But it seems early on like that's what they're doing. I think this game, Trizzy's going to have a bit of a tougher matchup. But maybe Roustock, you know, I'm not sure how you compare Sparks and Shrek in coverage. I'd imagine Sparks, just from what I've seen, the more active currently of the two. So maybe you trust Roustock a little bit more this game. But definitely no easy matchups for them this game in coverage.
Yeah, I mean, on one side, you have Roustock, who was on vacation. He didn't play any games last week. So you have to wonder what exactly is going on in terms of, you know, how ready he'll be. On the other hand, you have Craig, who is the league leader in interceptions, who I believe is covering him right now.
Yeah.
So that might not be a favorable matchup. On the other side, you have Trizzy Rashawn, which is something that you might look to target. We saw Jipper get a couple of plays by attacking Sean's aggressiveness at corner. But, I mean, I think you're right. I think that this defense is going to make it very challenging for DJ to move the ball. And that's not even talking about Dion, obviously the sack leader there in the middle.
This defense, I think, by the Cheesesteaks, I don't think enough people talk about them as a unit. Where you have Dion and Shrek leading their respective categories at the same time. But DJ putting together, a good drive so far, playing nice and conservative. And that throw looked a little weird, but that was the type of thing where if anybody was gonna get it, it was gonna be Azzy. And otherwise it was just gonna go out of bounds. So some smart football this drive by DJ, looking like he's getting back into his groove. Rolling back. Has Mazzy over the middle, and he's going to bring that one down. That was just barely given to Mazzy before Pokey could get there. Very well-placed ball there by DJ.
Yeah, no, that was a good ball by DJ, and honestly, it was a great readjustment there by Azzy, who used the slide jump a little bit to his advantage, getting it to pull him right into spot. Great little pitch and catch there.
DJ with time. A little bit of a weird throw there to Azzy. Probably tried to call him to cut corner, but Shrek read it. Very lucky that was an overthrow. Could look to run here. Only second down. 4 down I think looks scary, but it's still able to be run on as Roustock gonna yak that one 2 yards into the end zone.
Yeah, good little play there by DJ, calling an out route on the goal line. Great awareness by Roustock to attack the ball, but that looked like it was odd the way Craig played it, maybe backing up a little bit too far into the end zone. Still though, now after this extra point, we should have a tie game, and good composure here by the Pickles to sort of put that first drive behind them and come out and answer.
Yeah, definitely good on them to come back and play their brand of smart football. Because there really wasn't anything that whole drive that looked interceptable. Those were just very safe throws. DJ calling routes that got him the exact looks that he wanted. And one other thing I forgot to note, actually, when we were talking about the receiver matchups, Trizzy last game, if you thought the lag on the stream was bad for the one touchdown that got skipped over, Trizzy lagged out, and it looked like the lag was actually costing him catches during the game that were very nearly intercepted. So his internet could be a legitimate concern this game. Pokey making some of those moves that we saw in his last outing, where he had 2 non-receiving touchdowns. Very interesting game from him last game. I think definitely surprising me with some of his yak capabilities.
Yeah, and that's a part of his game that, we hadn't really touched on too much until that happened, or until he had that game where he kind of took 2 long touchdowns to the house. So, I don't know. It's definitely interesting to see how players develop, because a lot of the time you think you know a player and then they start busting out a couple new things and all of a sudden they make it a little different.
Looking at that play, it's looking like the Cheesesteaks line hit some blocks that were actually better than I expected them to get against this solid Pickles line. I mean, Shaq had all the time in the world.
Yeah, this is definitely a battle between 2 of the top lines in the league. Oh my goodness, what a dot!
That was almost perfectly back end zone for Pokey right there. That was him or out of bounds. And it was right over 3 defenders.
No, great throw. I couldn't even believe that throw got completed, to be honest.
Yeah. Definitely a gutsy throw. And there was no room for error on that. And Shaq showing why he is probably the most accurate passer in the game right now.
Yep.
As he only going to get that one to the 26. And we saw this last game, actually. He had a return that didn't get past the 20. It was a little bit late into the game, so I think he was trying to do, you know, a lot with his returns. But, you know, putting DJ in a longer field position after he's coming off of that shaky game, it's going to matter more than it usually would. He's going to have more opportunities to, you know, repeat mistakes that he made last game. I don't think it's as Tyrone actually going to get the red pancake there on the right, going to give DJ the time to hit Railstock over the middle.
Yeah, and that's a situation where DJ S-keyed a fair amount, but he was safe the whole time. Tyrone with a nice block there, as you said, on the right side, giving him the time to not only call what looked like a post, but then audible the play down to a comeback, easy completion for a big first down.
DJ here, I think to really get into this game, he's going to need something big within the next couple plays. Put himself in the red zone quickly. Has Mazzy on the comeback short side. Maybe was going to look to have Trizzy downfield on the post that play, but that was the route that was ultimately covered the best, as DJ was also forced to drop back too far to even reach it. DJ rolling left. Dion very nearly getting in and getting the sack. Mazzy into double coverage. Oh, and that will be picked off by Sean. And my internet is still bugging a little bit, but great play by Sean there. Unfortunately, we didn't see it. And that one's actually going to be overthrown, ladies and gentlemen. That one, legitimately, nobody came down with it. I think Pokey had a shot at it. Not sure what happened there. Shaq backing into his own end zone. Has Pokey over the middle. Pokey making moves. Has a couple blockers. And he's going to bring that one an extra 11 yards. And Shaq's offense, I mean, we've been talking a lot about how DJ's been struggling, but Shaq's offense has looked really good so far tonight. He's having what Shrek referred to as a Shaq game, where almost every pass that he makes looks like it's under complete control. There's really not a lot of opportunities for this Portland Pickles defense to make plays as Pokey downfield burning. There's nobody near him. And underthrown. I think Shaq thought he could reach him. Is he going to come down with a crucial pick that will give DJ the ball back? Looking to tie up the game here. DJ not seeing anything at the line there. But just as I was giving Shaq praise, just overestimated how far he could throw the ball. So DJ here rolling left. Just barely evading Dion on a lot of these plays. Trizzy making Shaq and Sean miss. And he's going to bring that one from a 2-yard gain to a 19-yard gain. And DJ, I think we did see Sean get kind of exposed for his over-aggressiveness, as we were saying. A lot of that, manifesting itself in weird dives, as DJ just gonna throw that one straight into coverage.
That is honestly tough, because he did have his receiver over top on the post, but I mean, he's so far back. Sean just biting the underneath. An example of where playing him a little bit more aggressively works out.
Yeah, Sean there. I mean, I think in this matchup it will work out a bit better, just because DJ is, you know, really not on his game right now. If that turns around, I think Trizzy will have a lot of comebacks his way. Just room to yak up as Tyrone going to get a 15-yard sack. But, you know, in a game where the quarterback is subpar, you kind of want somebody like that sometimes. Shaq backing up into his own end zone, and he's going to get safetied by Resp. So that is actually, I think, the third safety of the night.
Yeah,
Assuming that there has not been another one in the other game. But
yeah, I mean, in a league where there were, I think, maybe 6 or 7 safeties total on the season, just insane what we're seeing here. From, I mean, really, it looks like mostly DJ, because he's he's gotten safetied like twice or thrice tonight.
Mhm.
But I mean, his team finally being on the receiving end of one must feel good, as they now have a chance to maybe take a lead here and put a rough first half behind them.
yeah, because I mean they're a team that likes to go for 2, and they did get a couple extra points blocked earlier tonight against the Blackhawks. So, you know, that safety I think is going to give him a lot more confidence in his offense's ability. That one's just into double coverage yet again. Pokey holding the body block on Raustock, and he never had a shot at that one. Shrek going to come away with the pick.
Greg adding to his crazy lead in interceptions. I think that's what his 17th. Next closest person has like 11.
Yeah,
Just having a great season there, coming down with another one, getting the ball back here for Shaq.
Shaq gonna get the first there. This little 5-yard run. And neither of these offenses really, you know, like running up the score so far this half. I think Shaq maybe playing a little bit conservative going into this half. I think maybe could have gotten away with playing pretty aggressive after how last game went for the Pickles. And he is going to fire downfield to Shrek. And he's going to come down with that one over Asiatic Madness. And just a little bit of wiggle room there for maybe some shenanigans to happen on the jump ball. But he gave Shrek more than enough time to read spot. Going to send Blurry. Get Shrek over the middle. Running the lineman streak and the wide receiver streak to pull coverage downfield and get that in open.
Good little bit of route calling there from Shaq as they now enter the red zone here. It'll be interesting to see what he goes with. Shaq, leading the league in rushing touchdowns, has found himself a bit of a niche as he takes off there again. As, like, not really like a typical running QB. Like, he's not going to take off and run. Even when the line gives it to him most of the time, it seems as though when he has a situation where he wants to run like he does just there, scoring a touchdown, he'll prioritize that and tunnel vision that as opposed to trying to kind of do it improv or impromptu like some of these other quarterbacks like DJ and JBX. And it's been working for him. I mean, he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league in terms of scoring versus turning the ball over.
Yeah. His runs really are like just efficient enough to get the job done. Not gonna get that 2-point conversion though. Shrek just barely caught that. Maybe, you know, under further review. Maybe gonna throw the challenge flag, but so 20-9 as we come to the closing 20 seconds of the second half. Azzy with a nice return there. Definitely a weird first half for what we've seen from probably the 2 most productive offenses so far this season.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a fair bit of scoring, and it just hasn't been the typical fireworks that we've seen from both of these teams. Definitely a very muted performance. Shaq has been pretty efficient. I think he's more or less playing his normal game here, but DJ coming out throwing about 50%. Just not looking very sharp, but still with a chance here to get a score. Shaq gets the ball back at half, which is unfortunate for him. for DJ that is. But you know, if he can make this a one-score game, put the ball in his defense's hands to sort of try and make a stop, they'd still have a chance here in the second half.
Backed up really far there, throwing for the end zone, and Shrek gonna come down with it. I think maybe this is one of the teams where you throw that ball away and live to fight one more down and look for something a little bit more favorable. That pick is huge though, because now they're gonna go into the second half without DJ getting that score, unless something crazy happens here.
All right. There were enough dives there that it had me a little nervous. I was like, oh, are we gonna see something ridiculous? But no, DJ getting the pick over Sean, getting tackled there, and I mean the stats for this game have basically, you can tell what's happened just by looking at them.
Yeah,
I mean,
6
DJ has
picks.
already thrown 6 picks. He is throwing 50%. He does not have the rushing yards we normally see from him. Just a sloppy game from him. Meanwhile, on the other side, Shaq 10 for 14, almost 200 yards, Krek with 100 already. Just, it's been more or less utter domination in the first half here by the Cheesesteaks.
And I think that score gap will widen a bit once. I think Shaq just needs one or two more scores that go unanswered, and then he's just gonna make this game really out of hand. Pokey looking to get a repeat of yesterday. Brought that one all the way to the 41. That actually looked very promising, though. Could be a sign of things to come. Shaq with a 6-yard run straight up the middle. Shaq, I mean, he's been sending lineman leaks in the red zone a lot. Maybe not comfortable with doing that further down the field. Gonna do his best Jipper impression with the dive throw. Just gonna throw that one away. Not a huge fan of that. I'm not a huge fan of that dive throw. I think at least with the lack of practice that the QBs have with it, it just leads to a lot of turnovers. See Sean downfield wide open.
But he overthrows him. That's brutal. That's one of those throws where, you know, you want to throw a my guy, no guy, but at the same time, you could maybe afford to throw that a little short. You know, you trust Sean to get spot if he has that much leverage. He had a couple yards on Trizzy. Just definitely a throw that Shaq usually makes. A rare miss there on the sideline from him.
Yeah. Although I think throwing that my guy, no guy, you know, when you have the advantage like this and you have an opportunity to push it even further.
Pokey is wide.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. He was at least 4 or 5 yards behind Mazzy on that left sideline, and then he took it inside and still had a little bit of separation. Shaq's gonna get stopped there, surprisingly.
But holding him to 1 yard per run is not gonna be enough here. Second and goal on the 1, and DJ though gonna push him back a yard, and so maybe gonna look to challenge his reputation as a red zone runner.
Rolling out. The SWAT. That is honestly a real danger in the red zone, is that you can get swatted, and now here, 4th down, you wonder what Shaq's gonna do as they come out and safety pressure.
Oh my goodness. And he's gonna hit his main guy, his chemistry piece, Shrek, on the goal line. And what looked like, you know, a little bit of an inconsistent drive until Pokey came up with that huge catch is going to be capped off with a score. Not going to convert on the 2-point though. So definitely a scoregami so far in this game. Especially in Gridiron. We don't see a lot of
26-9 is definitely an unusual score, that's for sure.
yeah. But even like I feel like in, you know, actual football you see a lot more field goals. 9 points is, you know, not out of the ordinary. But definitely not by grid standards. But DJ, I mean, he's going to have to do something soon, or we're going to have a repeat of how the last game went. Rolling out left, has Raustock downfield with leverage, and that's a beautifully placed ball for Raustock just to maintain that body block and come up with the pass. And that is a momentum starter, though. If they put this ball in the end zone very quickly and put it right back in Shaq's hands after having a relatively slow drive, you know, I think you really force him to try to do too much. As DJ gonna make a nice run for 12 yards. Excellent moves there. Put the entire D-line on the sideline. And that's just one of those runs that DJ has really been kind of patenting this season. This is going to get batted down, that play. Just that consistent 12 to 15 yard run that just feels unstoppable. And these past 2 games, it's been a bit more infrequent. He just hasn't been finding as much success on the run. And very nearly picked off there. Maybe thought Raustock had a bit more room than he actually did. That route was covered very tightly by Shrek. Looked to run up the middle and get stopped. And just this O-line that I think was probably held together by Fratty a bit more than I thought is showing cracks. As that's going to be a huge turnover by Blurry. All the momentum that DJ was building up, just gone with that.
Yeah, this is looking really, really bad for the Pickles at this point. Just a complete shock. It looks like it's just a collapse at this point from Portland. They just cannot get it going on in any aspect right now.
Yeah, they really need a turnover here. And Resp gets in. Shaq just barely avoiding pressure. Nearly picked off there at the line. I think with how low those dive throws start, I'm not sure how that affects face picks, but because it is distance based, as he's just gonna slide right into Az actually.
Yeah, give him a bit of a freebie.
So with that 12-yard sack, we do have 4th and 22. So turnover opportunity here for the Portland Pickles presents itself. Will they convert? Pokey's almost wide open downfield, yeah. And Shaq just put that one where Pokey had leverage. Maybe a play there to be made by Azzy, but not an easy one.
I mean, that's a tough call for any DB. The quarterback has dropped back. He's made it all the way to the sideline. He had a lot of time. He could set his feet and make the throw. I mean, we saw that it looked like none of the linemen on Portland's, line even really made it past the first down marker. Shaq just not being threatened at all and able to make that deep pass.
Rest they're going to make a really good curve slide around the shield and going to cap it off with a dive with a 16-yard sack. So another sack here would actually put them in an even more favorable position to make a turnover. Shaq under 4-man pressure, finds Shrek over the middle, but he will be tackled before the first. 4th and 5 on the 29.
We're seeing these plays from Shaq where it looks like he's audibling a lot of them. He's calling for his receivers to come back, and it's just a testament to how good this line is playing right now.
Maybe not that play, though. Forced back. Designed the play for the drop back, though. Had Pokey over the middle. Sent the 2 receivers deep to clear out. And he will convert on that 4th down. So another red zone trip for Shaq. Has been very efficient on these red zone trips so far this game. Not really sure what Portland can change here to try something, as Shaq is just going to immediately find Sean. That post was is not covered by anybody. Just wide open window there for Shaq. And this is looking like it's going to get out of hand very quickly.
Get out of hand. This looks like it's already a blowout. Man. This is oh man.
Yeah.
And the two add insult to injury.
Ooh, that's not how Portland wanted this third quarter to go. They had the opportunity to really light the fire, and just the drive ended with a turnover, and I don't think there's really much of an opportunity for them to do anything at this point. 25-point deficit with just over a quarter left. You'd have to really pull some tricks.
Not only pull some tricks, but I mean they'd also have to get turnovers on the other side. They could score as fast as they want right now, but as long as Shaq is able to dissect this defense, I mean this is looking insurmountable right now.
Yeah. So we're looking left. Forced back by Dion, and he's just going to throw that one away there. Lots of pressure by the Philly line. When you look at the sack numbers, I mean, only 4 sacks so far, but I don't think the pressure is really translating on the stat sheet.
Yeah, the sack numbers are so deceiving. You see that Portland has 8, but Philly has 4, now 5, as Dion gets in there. But it doesn't feel that way. It feels like DJ's been avoiding a lot of these sacks by S-keying tremendously to the detriment of his receivers, who he can't get the ball to. Meanwhile, on the other side, Shaq has been walking into a couple sacks, and every time it feels like Shaq gets sacked, it's something short or it's like a run stop. It's never like to this extent here, as DJ is in 4th and 25 for what feels like the 3rd or 4th time already. Oh,
and Rouse not going to bring that one down without getting tackled. And okay, yeah, gets the extra 20 yards on that.
I couldn't even tell what happened there. It looked like Crack jumped really far forward for some reason. I don't know if he just knew he didn't have spot or...
Yeah, maybe just misread it a little bit. Whenever you see that happen in one-on-one coverage, it's always potential for a touchdown. He was very lucky that he had help there to make the tackle. So DJ very nearly in the red zone here. Gonna have to score here if he wants any chance at making a comeback. And even then, it would rely on Shaq making mistakes. He's just gonna take that one for 2-yard or a 1-yard run. So 4th and 8. 4th down again.
The dive did avoid a sack, but I mean he crossed the line, so he couldn't even throw the ball. Oh man.
DJ kind of fighting for his life. Not sure how much of that is on the line and how much of that is on his movement, though. Definitely going to be something that they need to look at after this game. Throwing under pressure, and nobody will come down with that. And
that is tough.
Pretty much any chance of a comeback is gone with that. They might have had like the, ESPN probability predictor like 2% before that, but that's basically all she wrote.
Mm-hmm.
On the bright side for them, though, that will be, I think, the 9th sack for them as a unit. Shaq with the dive throw will connect that time. To Shaq maybe getting a little extra comfortable now with this lead going into the closing minutes of this game.
Yeah, and I mean, these two teams, playing for the 1 seed, obviously hugely important, but also this could end up being a playoff preview matchup. So, making sure that you're still playing and paying attention to what the other team is doing, even though things are looking a little bit troll, still important. And it's especially important for a team like DJ's, which is all based on vibes and chemistry, that they at least end this game with something to build off of and have something to take away from all this, as these are the kind of nights that can really tear a team apart.
Definitely.
It's just losing 2 games in really sort of devastating fashion.
Yeah, we have seen, I think, more drawn-out versions of that affect other teams this season. One of which bouncing back tonight against the Pickles. I think that they have the right guys, though, to, come together as a team and improve and get back to the level that they were at before tonight. There isn't really anybody on the team. Azzy gonna come down with a pick. 2 minutes left, though, so not really enough time to make up the 25-point deficit. But, Trizzy and DJ, arguably the nicest people in the community. Definitely not people I expect to let, be Debbie Downers over something like this. DJ gonna have Roustock on the outside. That's a beautiful pass.
Yeah, great pass with great leverage. Unfortunately, coming, pretty much at a time in the game where it's too little too late, but still, it's that one thing that, like we were saying, is something that you could maybe take into the next game.
Yeah. I think there are definitely...
like running it in, out, in, out, in, out.
Alright, yeah. So there... I think with that we can confidently say they're not letting this really get to them. They know that they have that second seed locked down. So for them, this is kind of just playing it out the rest of the game, getting ready for playoffs. Definitely going to be things that they see, though, to look for in the playoffs. I think both of them have played a bit of their hands. I'd hope that with the unsuccessful outcome, DJ is at least, holding some of his tricks up his sleeve. But I think some of the route concepts to look for in this film will be very important for both teams, because a lot of that stuff over the middle to look for. And I mean, Shaq has really been hitting that in route to Shrek, Pokey, and Sean, pretty much any of them, with alarming accuracy. Like,
oh no, Pokey over top.
Oh my goodness. That is just disrespectful.
Yeah. It feels as though they have everything over the middle open because DJ is, either in 4 down or is playing ins and maybe playing a bit shallow. And Shaq is just buying enough time in the pocket so that those throws over the middle are open. If they do end up meeting again, you would hope that the coverage would be a little bit better. It looked like they were giving away over top pretty easily. Felt like they were giving away everything over the middle, kind of dropping it, playing lazy. But I mean, that's why you play the games, I guess, just to get reps. Gotta figure things out.
DJ with a nice run here. I don't think he'd be giving anything away by, showing off some of the footwork. We are at the 1 minute warning here. Just gonna take a quick sec to look at some of the sacks. So, Pokey actually with 215 yards receiving. Shrek nearly with the same 185. Definitely established themselves as 2 top receivers in this league. And Dion leading his team in sacks with 3. None of those were really short sacks either.
Oh no.
Shrek again. Just furthering that interception lead at this point. And the crazy thing is, a lot of those interceptions are not in garbage time like this. I'd say the majority of them come from, game-altering interceptions.
Yeah. It seemed as though every time there was a momentum shift. Oh my
goodness. Sean!
I was going to say, it looked like Sean maybe was a little too far back for that, and he's just standing there because he knows.
Sean knows.
That's kind of tough. That's one of the worst feelings as a receiver. You just are too far behind the ball. Somebody just swoops in, takes it from you.
So, 26 seconds here. DJ probably just going to look to, you know, throw his guys downfield, give him the 50. Actually going to hit Resp. The 20-yard pass. Resp probably calling for the ball.
The trackpad terror himself.
Is he still on that laptop?
That's what he says.
Oh my goodness. For anybody who doesn't know, there was an image of Resp playing on the laptop.
Oh! What a throw and catch.
Yeah, I think they're going to look to bring that into their next outing. Fortunate that they couldn't bring that out earlier tonight. But yeah, Resp is he's a laptop gamer with no mouse. So I think definitely one of the more unique play styles. I mean, we've seen controller players, you know, you yourself controller player, but I think we maybe only have 2 trackpad players. I think it was him.
Wait.
And
Resp and who? Is it Milk?
I think so. Yeah, it's Milk. And he has the floor set up actually. So maybe a step further with the. Oh my goodness. Dion getting involved on the interception action as this game comes to a close. Oh my goodness.
Just, I mean, Sean over top. Let's see if he comes down with it. Yep, there it is.
So that will be 40 yards added after the fact. Still will not eclipse 100 yards. Will be the only receiver on his team without 100 yards, but his 3 picks to make up for it. And, him and Shrek both with 3 picks. The only stat where they really competed was Rowstock with receiving yards and sacks. But the sacks that they made, a lot of them were very close to the line of scrimmage. They weren't like, momentum shifting sacks, whereas almost every sack that Dion had, all 3 of his were close to 20 yards. So DJ under a lot of pressure this game, perhaps wishing that he had Fratty tonight, but I'm not even sure if that would have been enough. Tyrone is a solid lineman. I think maybe just not used to playing with him, but they gotta, definitely figure out what went wrong there going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and this is the worst time to get cold, is right before the playoffs. You usually want to enter the playoffs hot. Starting off stumbling is not too bad, but I mean, this really kind of puts the whole NGL picture kind of on its head, right? Now that we've got the top team looking pretty vulnerable, and we've got a team that was close to the middle of the pack in Sacramento looking so crazy, you have to wonder who really is the favorite to take it all. And of course, the cheesesteaks have been consistently great all season, so.
Mm-hmm. Although they did drop their only loss to arguably the worst team in the league. So there is a case to be made that, any given Sunday.
I mean, we say that, but Boise's in the lead right now in their other league game on the second channel, Quick Pitch, which is the same URL with a 2 at the end, as San Jose is battling it out with Seattle, I believe, to see if Seattle's going to make the postseason. If Seattle loses this game, they have no chance of making it. If they do, they still have a chance, but they'd have to beat MVP. So a little bit of intrigue in that game, as that game is now entering the 4th quarter, I believe.
All right, and I guess really quickly, I will give my Player of the Game award to, I guess,
correct,
probably
right?
Shrek, yeah.
Yeah.
I think if Dion had constant pressure throughout the whole game, but I think Shrek, doing it on both ends of the field, 185 yards receiving and the 3 picks. So yet again, Shrek showing out in the NGL. And I mean, that's not to take away from the rest of the team either. So Great game from them. Unfortunate collapse timing for DJ. And I will not hold you guys any longer if you want to catch the end of the other game. But real quick before we go, Sunday night at 9, we have War Machines versus Blue Devils. And that will be a very interesting game. JBX fighting for seeding in the playoffs and MVP. I think, depending on how the rest of these games play out, may also be fighting for a playoff spot in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that the situation with MVP not making the playoffs is basically he'd have to collapse,
Mhm.
and Seattle would have to win out, and then some point differential shenanigans would have to happen. But I'd have to double check on that because I'm pretty sure he's locked in. Unless there's something I just don't know off the top of my head.
All right.
I think that the main thing is that Seattle has to win this game in order for that game to really be interesting.
Yeah. All right. And that is everything I have for tonight. I hope to see you guys over on the second channel and Sunday night. And I bid everyone farewell.